I'm gonna tell you something that still freaks me out. Like, I don't even know where to start. I'm just a regular guy, okay? Name's Theo. I'm 29, work in IT, live in a small house in Boise, Idaho. Got it cheap because it needed work, but the mortgage was killing me. So I figured, why not rent out the spare bedroom? You know, help with bills. Big mistake. I posted an ad online, and this guy, Ezra, answered. He seemed perfect. Quiet, polite, paid the first month up front, said he was a freelancer, worked odd hours, had this big smile, like he was always chill. I liked him. Moved in last spring, and everything was fine. At first. Then, stuff got weird, like little things. I'd come home from work, and my fridge would be emptier than I left it. A loaf of bread, gone. My leftover pizza, just a few slices left. I thought, maybe I ate it and forgot. Work was stressful, so maybe. But then my electric bill spiked, like doubled. I checked the meter, thinking it was a glitch, but nope. It was real. Ezra said he didn't know anything about it. Just shrugged, all calm. I believed him. Kinda. One night I'm in bed and I hear footsteps. Not loud, but steady. Like someone pacing in the living room. My dog, Gizmo. He's got this thing where he barks at any noise, but he was dead quiet. I lay there, heart pounding, telling myself it's just Ezra, but it didn't stop. Pacing back and forth for like an hour. I didn't get up. I should have, but I don't know. I was scared. Next day, I found a random sock in the laundry room. Not mine, not Ezra's. It was bright red with little pineapples on it. I don't even like pineapples. I asked Ezra about it, and he laughed. Said maybe it was from his laundry. But his laugh, it felt forced, like he was hiding something. I started locking my bedroom door after that. I couldn't shake this feeling, like someone was watching me. I'd be cooking dinner, and the hairs on my neck would stand up. No one there, just me and Gizmo. Oh, and Gizmo. He started hiding under the couch all the time. He never did that before Ezra moved in. The floorboards in the hall would creak at night too, like when Gizmo used to chase his toy mouse. But he wasn't moving. I checked. I got paranoid. I mean, who wouldn't? So I bought a cheap security camera online. One of those little ones you can hide. Set it up in the living room, tucked behind some books. I didn't tell Ezra. Felt kind of bad, but I had to know. First few days, nothing weird. Just Ezra watching TV, eating my chips. But then, holy shit. One day I'm at work, checking the camera feed on my phone, and I see Ezra letting people into my house. Strangers, like 5 different guys in one day. They'd come in, hang out for a few hours, then leave. Ezra was taking cash from them. Cash. I zoomed in on the footage, and he's handing out keys, my house keys. I nearly dropped my phone. I kept watching. Every day, when I was at work, Ezra was running, I don't know, like a damn motel or something. Different people every time. Some looked rough, like they hadn't showered in weeks. One guy had a tattoo on his neck, some kind of snake. I saw Ezra showing them around. My kitchen, my bathroom, even my bedroom. My bedroom. He'd unlock my door and let them poke around. I felt sick. I called the cops. They came over, checked the footage. Turns out Ezra was running an illegal boarding house, charging people for day use of my place. He'd made copies of my keys and handed them out like candy. The cops said they found dozens of people had been in my house over months. Months. I was shaking when they told me. Then it got worse. They dug into Ezra's guests. Some had criminal records, burglary, assault, worse. One guy was wanted for fraud. And Ezra? He wasn't just renting out my house. He was stealing my stuff, my bank statements, my old mail, and selling it. Identity thieves were paying him for my information. My name, my address, my social security number, all out there. I had to freeze my accounts, change everything. I still get spam calls from weird numbers. I kicked Ezra out that week. Cops arrested him, but he's out on bail now. I moved too. Couldn't stay in that house. Every creak, every shadow, I'd think someone was back. I still check my locks 3 times before bed. Gizmo's better now, but he still stares at the door sometimes, like he's waiting for someone. The worst part? I'll never know how many people were in my house. How many had my keys? How many walked through my room, touching my stuff? I found a post-it note under my bed when I was packing. Just said, "Nice place." I don't know who wrote it. I don't want to know. This happened to me about 6 months ago in Phoenix, Arizona. I work from home doing customer service for an insurance company. Pretty boring job, but it pays the bills. My name's Dakota, and I live alone in this small house I rent near downtown. I order food delivery probably 4 times a week. Yeah, I know it's expensive, but cooking for one person is depressing. Plus, my work schedule is all over the place. Sometimes I'm on calls until 9 at night. There was this one driver who started showing up a lot. His name was Marcus, according to the app. Tall guy, maybe 40, always wore this baseball cap pulled down low. At first he seemed nice enough. But then he started, talking too much. Like when he brought my Chinese food one Tuesday night. He stood at my door for like 5 minutes asking about my job. You work from home, right? That must be nice, having the whole house to yourself during the day. I thought it was just small talk, but something about how he said it made me uncomfortable. The next week, he delivered my pizza and asked if I lived alone. I lied and said my roommate was just out. He nodded and looked past me into my living room. Nice place. Real quiet neighborhood too. Perfect for someone who works odd hours. I started noticing him driving down my street even when I hadn't ordered anything. My neighbor, Mrs. Chen, mentioned seeing the same delivery car parked across from my house during the day. That's when I realized something was wrong. Small things started disappearing. My spare house key that I kept in the fake rock by my front door was gone. I figured maybe I moved it and forgot. Then my mail started coming up missing. Not all of it, just certain pieces, bank statements, credit card offers, stuff like that. I called the post office and they said they'd look into it, but nothing came of it. The mail carrier swore he was delivering everything properly. One morning, I couldn't find my garage door opener. I always kept it clipped to my car's visor. I tore that car apart looking for it. Even checked under the seats, in the glove compartment, everywhere. It was just gone. 2 days later, I found it in the bushes beside my driveway. Just sitting there like someone had dropped it. That's when I got really scared. I installed new locks and bought a security camera for my front door. Cost me $300 I didn't have, but I needed to know what was happening. The camera had this app where I could watch live footage from my phone. Thursday afternoon, I was on a work call when I got a notification. Someone was at my front door. I opened the app and saw Marcus standing there with no food, no delivery bag, nothing. He was just looking around, checking the windows. I watched him walk to my garage and use something to open it. Holy shit. He had made a copy of my garage door opener. He went inside and I could hear him moving around downstairs. I was frozen, sitting upstairs in my office, watching this guy break into my house. He stayed for maybe 20 minutes. I heard him in my kitchen, then my bedroom. I was too scared to move. What if he came upstairs? What if he had a weapon? When he finally left, I called the police. They came and took a report, but said they needed more evidence. Breaking and entering is hard to prove if nothing was stolen, the officer said. I wanted to scream. I checked my house top to bottom. Nothing valuable was missing. My laptop was still there, my TV, even the cash I kept in my dresser drawer. But my personal documents had been moved. Tax papers, bank statements, old credit card bills. Someone had gone through everything. The next day, I got a call from my bank. Someone had tried to open a credit card in my name. Then my Identity Theft Protection Service sent an alert. My social security number was being used to apply for loans. I put everything together and called the police again. This time they listened. They arrested Marcus at his apartment and found files on 12 different people, all delivery customers, all living alone, photos of driver's licenses, copies of bank statements, detailed notes about work schedules and daily routines. The detective told me Marcus had been doing this for months. He'd make copies of keys he found during deliveries, use garage door openers to get into houses, then spend hours photographing personal documents. He was building complete identity profiles to sell online. But the worst part was what they found in his notebook. Pages and pages about me specifically. What time I usually ordered food. When my lights went on and off. Even notes about my cat and how she always sat in the front window. The police said he was planning to escalate. They found rope and zip ties in his car. The detective wouldn't tell me what they thought he was planning, but I could guess. I moved out of that house 2 weeks later, changed my name and moved to Denver. I don't order delivery anymore. I can't. Every time I hear a car door slam outside, I think it might be him. The thing is, he's still out there. He made bail and disappeared before his trial. Sometimes I wonder if he's found where I live now, if he's watching, waiting. I sleep with my bedroom door locked every night. Me, my wife Lainey, and our daughter Keziah moved to Spokane, Washington last summer. New job, new start. We rented this house. 2 stories, big yard, normal stuff. The neighbors waved when we pulled up. The place felt cozy, but old. Floorboards creaked when Keziah's hamster, Sprinkles, ran around at night. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead. About a week in, something weird started. Every morning, the front door was unlocked. Not open, just not locked. I swore I locked it every night. Lainey said I was forgetting, probably tired from work. I thought, maybe she's right. I was working late, exhausted, but it kept happening, every morning. I'd lock the deadbolt, hear it click. Next day, unlocked. We called the landlord. He said the lock was old, probably busted. He sent someone to replace it. New deadbolt, shiny, felt solid. I thought, okay, fixed. But 2 days later, doors unlocked again. I'm like, what the hell? Lainey joked it was a ghost, but Keziah, she's 15, wasn't laughing. She stopped hanging out by the living room window at night, said it felt weird. We got the lock replaced again. Landlord was annoyed, but did it. I started checking the door like crazy, even recorded myself locking it one night. Morning comes, I check the video. Yep, locked it. Door? Unlocked. I'm thinking, am I nuts? Lainey's getting mad, says I'm overreacting. But I felt watched, like someone's eyes were on me. One night, maybe a month in, I wake up at 3 a.m., gotta pee. House is quiet, except Sprinkles' wheel squeaking. I'm half asleep. Then I see it, muddy footprints on the floor, leading from the back door, my heart's racing. I grab my phone, turn on the flashlight. The prints go through the kitchen, down the hall, to the basement door. I'm frozen. I don't want to go down there. But what if someone's in my house? I grab Keziah's old softball bat, hands shaking. I open the basement door, real slow. It creaks, and I cringe. Stairs are dark. Air smells damp, like old food. I follow the prints. They stop by the furnace, this big rusty thing. The wall behind it looks off, like it's not right. There's a gap. I push it, and it moves. A hidden panel. I slide it open, heart pounding. There's a tiny space. A mattress. Canned food stacked up. A flashlight, and pictures taped to the wall. United States, me mowing the lawn, Lainey gardening, Keziah on her phone by the window. Taken from outside. I'm freaking out, breathing all shaky. Then I see a notebook. I grab it, flip it open. Messy writing, dates, times. Lainey leaves at 7:45. Keziah's light stays on till 11. Pages about reclaiming the house. The last entry says, "Keziah's mine." I nearly drop it. I call the cops, whispering so I don't wake Lainey or Keziah. They search the place. No one's there, but they find a key under the mattress. Matches our front door. Landlord says it's from the last tenant, Carl, who never gave back his keys. Cops say he was evicted, had a history. They don't explain. Next day, our neighbor Mrs. Delgado calls. Her security camera caught footage. Shows a skinny guy, hooded, staring at our house, months before we moved in. He'd been watching, waiting. Cops find him later in a motel. He just smiles when they ask about the notebook. We moved out, couldn't stay. Keziah's quiet now, jumps at noises. Lainey checks locks constantly, says we're fine. I can't sleep. I keep seeing those pictures, that notebook. What if he'd done more? What if he comes back? Some things, they stick with you.